Who knows? We're live. Hello and welcome to Much Laughter's Blue Badge Christmas special, hosted by a Jew. It's a.
That's not me up already.
Yeah, I mean that's how I planned on starting. I know, 2 disabilities. How's he do it? He's so brave. Anyway, I feel bad introducing myself in that way. Before I tell you about the Jew stuff, I'll tell you about how we're running tonight's show. As you can see, there are 4 of us on screen currently. Our headliner is currently in the green room, chillaxing, getting herself in the right mental state in order to perform a wonderful headline set, which will be at the end of the show. But we have got our first act, who is this way to me, but probably not to everybody else. It's COLIN LEGGO. He's going to be doing a set in a minute. We've got Holly doing the signing as per, and we've got Sharon providing the laughter. She is very much the laughter in Much Laughter. There you go. Thanks for proving it. But yeah, no, so as I said, I am technically a Jew, but I don't like describing myself in that way because I think it's a bit narrow in terms of it doesn't really suit me, describe me perfectly. So the way I would explain my Judaism to everybody that I meet is that my parents are not religious people. They are culturally Jewish. So a lot of their friends are Jewish. They like the fact that they have reasons to go and celebrate with their friends and all that kind of stuff. And so they enjoy that side of Judaism. I personally am an atheist, but I would consider myself professionally Jewish because I don't believe in any of it, but Jewish Comedian of the Year does pay $1,000. And and I want to control the media. So yep, Jewish Comedian of the Year 2017. I don't like to bring it up, but you know, it's a pretty big achievement actually. 200,000 Jews in the UK, and out of the 25 that applied, I was the funniest. So still mentioning it 3 years later.
I was about to say that. That's like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Our glories.
Well, technically, I am still the reigning Jewish Comedian of the Year because the year after me, it was the new Jewish Comedian of the Year, which are co-winners, and they've had none since. So I'm still technically the Jewish Comedian of the Year, and we'll move on from the other Jewish Comedian of the Year because let's just say they're not my favourite person in the world.
I took my glasses off, so I can't even read what it is. I just saw my name.
Sharon Glass taking the stigma back out of the term infectious. There you go. Very good point, Ian. Oh, and that's a police car behind me because I live quite near a police station / hospital. They're not the same things, obviously. They're 2 different things. Anyway, Christmas, They might be. I mean, the NHS is struggling. I don't think they're struggling so much that they're going to get criminals to become nurses. Although, could work. You know, the drug dealers know how to use syringes. They're very good at sort of restraining people. Yeah, Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas. I don't have many stories about Christmas because, as I said, I am Jewish. But I do remember this one thing. Last year, I went to a nightclub with my girlfriend. I know I am too old to be going to a nightclub, and I have not enjoyed nightclubs ever. But that's because I've only ever gone to nightclubs when I was single. Going with your girlfriend is way better because you're not worried about trying to impress people. We had a wicked time, and it got to about 12, and we decided to leave it there to come out of the nightclub. And there's this, and we decided to get an Uber. So I ordered the Uber, and I'm sitting there. My girlfriend is not because she hasn't got the foresight to bring her own chair. Unlike this guy, right? Am I right, guys? Fully prepared at all circumstances. So I'm sitting there. She's not, and this guy wanders out of the club, right? And he's sort of swaying a little bit. To give you an idea of how drunk he is, I think I can walk in a straighter line than he can. imagine Sharon on like a Wednesday or Thursday, like that level, not Saturday Sharon, obviously, that's a write-off, but like Thursday to Friday afternoonish. Anyway, so he comes up to me, he sees me in the wheelchair, and he sees my girlfriend, and then he looks back at me and he looks back at her, and I think he's trying to impress her, but he says to me, mate, I believe you can walk again because I am Jesus. Now, that is a bold thing to say to a Jew. But to be fair, it's a nightclub. It's just before his birthday. He is probably going to go out in Watford. Like, if he was around, he's definitely going to prison. Is what I would say. He's absolutely up for the cha-cha slide. Anyway, can you tell it's been a long time since I've been going to nightclubs? That cha-cha slide is my reference for a song that's going out in that actual thing. Anyway, no nightclubs anymore. I'm back relevant. Anyway, remember when you could go out? Oh, what fun. Anyway, so obviously I can walk a little bit, right? So I wanted to explain that to this guy in order to sort of have him have a great understanding of disability, in order to make sure that he doesn't make this mistake to another disabled person. However, before I could explain that to him, my girlfriend went, oh, if you could heal him, that would make my life easier, because I wouldn't have to go on top every night. Now, that is a joke, okay? It's not every night. Anyway, I'm perfectly capable, just lazy. Never mind. So she then took it a stage further. She then convinces this stranger to try and heal me. She does this by getting his hand and asking him to put it on my forehead. He did it. Now, that is healing 101. I get that. What is not in the textbook is he then started singing Kumbaya.
Yes.
And he started singing nice and gently to begin with. He's like, Kumbaya, Milo, and I'm getting more and more furious, right? And then he gets into the second verse, gets more into it, a bit louder and a bit prouder. He's like, someone's praying, my Lord, Kumbaya. And by the third verse, right, he got so involved in the music that was in his head that he shut his eyes. And so what I did was I started to build up the static electricity for my wheelchair. Now, because he's got his eyes shut, I give him an electric shock. Because he is in this whole other world of kumbayaing, he has no idea where this wave of electricity has come from. And so I very slowly begin to stand up. Now, I can't remember exactly what I said. This is over a year ago. I believe it was along the lines of, it's a fucking miracle, right? So I pointed my wheelchair going, I don't need that shit anymore, do I? Now, here's the thing. Only one thing that is universally true amongst the able-bodied community that I have realized in my 30 years of being on this planet. The one thing that unites all able-bodied people is this. If an able-bodied person sees a wheelchair that is unattended, one thing goes through their minds. I want to sit in that wheelchair. Oh my God, it looks so comfortable. Do you reckon I could do a wheelie? Probably not. Anyway, and so that is exactly what happens, right? Jesus is no different to anybody else. He sees the empty wheelchair, he goes straight for it. But that is, there's several problems with that. The biggest, however, is that my wheelchair is very light. If you're getting it too quickly, you fall out the back of it. That is precisely what happened, and is one of my favorite things of all time. A man claiming to be Jesus is stuck on his back like a tortoise in my wheelchair. I am pissing myself. So is my girlfriend. We're having a whale of a time. But 2 minutes later, my Uber turns up and I realize that I've got to chuck this guy out of my wheelchair and get in the cab, right? That's fine for you guys to know. You guys know that he's fully able-bodied and I'm disabled. To my Uber driver, it just looks like a mugged a disabled guy. And then stolen his wheelchair. And I'm using him as a getaway driver. I mean, to be fair, I did make it worse by singing Kumbaya all the way home. My Uber rating has never been the same since. So that's my story about Jesus, because it's Christmas. It was actually about a guy called, I don't know his name actually, but it was outside Prism in Watford, circa 2019. And that's what it is. Thank you very much. Thank you. But we are not here just to hear about my tales of Jesus. We are here to introduce you to some of the finest and funniest disabled. I'm a wicked man, Simmons. Yes, I am. It's why I'm not going to Jesus's version of heaven, which is the next nightclub that guy went to. Anyway, we are here to show you the finest and funniest disabled talent that are on both me and Sharon's Facebook list, which is pretty much everyone in the UK. And so we're going to introduce you to our first act now. He's a very funny man. I was delighted to do his show, the Properly Impressive Show, right? That's the name of it. Every Tuesday.
It is. That's it.
Yeah. So check that out. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. 8
8 o'clock. So you got an extra hour. So you don't have to rush home or eat or anything like that. Perfect. Tuesdays at 8. Check it out. It's very funny as well as being properly impressive, hence its name. And he is a very impressively funny comedian, hence why he's on the show. What we do, I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen, please whoop and cheer, but you can't do that. What we're going to do is the thing we did last week and the week before is I just want you to bash your keyboards on the text and just hit enter as we welcome to the stage, Colin LEGGO!
Hey! Yes. So hello, lovely to be here. Thank you for having me. My name is Colin LEGGO. Usually, if we were in a comedy club, I'd be getting to know the audience a little bit of banter backwards and forwards, but I can't do that because I can't see you. So what I'll do is, just to get to know you, let's start with this. Aaron?
Yes?
Do we like those? What do we think to those?
Fine.
Yeah,
no,
fair enough. What about those lovely things? Do you like those?
less than the other ones.
Yeah, fine. Okay, what about those? They're more your sort, Elena?
Yeah, that's fine.
Good. It's just a brief chat with the audience. There we go. Hey, it's a prop joke. That joke, when I was on Britain's Got Talent at the start of this year, that is the joke that Judge Alicia Dixon, called too complicated. So let's move on. She's a judge. She makes and breaks people's careers. So this is fun, isn't it? Like technology, doing comedy over the old technology. But with that in mind, I've got something I want to show you. I've got a little clip I want to show on my phone. Can I just show you a quick clip on my phone?
Sure.
Yep, there it is. I've got way too much time on my hands. Now, the first thing I want to tell you about me is I am from Cornwall, and I know that Ian, who's watching, is also from Cornwall. And I can sum Cornwall up in one story. My hometown is Falmouth. I can sum Falmouth up in one story, and it's actually about last Christmas. I was walking through. It was about a nightclub as well, Aaron. I was walking through Falmouth, and our only nightclub in Falmouth is called Club International. There's nothing international about it apart from all the diseases in the carpets. They're all from all around the world. And there's a young woman, and she comes out of Club International. It's about 12 o'clock, midnight, and she's, a bit drunk, and she's with her boyfriend, and she's lost her group of friends. You come out of a club and you've lost who you should be with. And this is a true story. It's a conversation I heard. She comes out of the club and she's on her phone and she's like, "Where have you gone? Where have you gone? You've disappeared just like last week. John, she's disappeared just like last week. We'll have to go and get her. Okay, so where are you? All right, well, don't cry. Don't cry. You're just drunk. John, she's crying like last week. We'll have to go and get her. Okay, so where are you? Right, you're by the kebab shop. Okay, stay there. John, she's by the kebab shop just like last week. We'll have to go and get her. Okay, oh, you've been sick on your shoes. Oh, my gosh. John, she's been sick on her shoes just like last week. We'll have to go and get her. Okay, just stay there. Sit in your sick. Okay, we'll come and get you. All right. Love you, Mum. Absolutely true story. Now, do go to Cornwall. It's a lovely place. Being from Cornwall is tricky because people, when they know you're from Cornwall, if I'm going to a nightclub and they know you're a Cornish comedian, they expect something else. And the thing they're expecting nowadays, because of television, is this guy, Aidan Turner, who, yeah, see, you're nodding. Aidan Turner, who played sexy Ross Poldark. Yeah, that's what they want you to look like, and they get this. They want that, and they get this, right? So they expect Aidan Turner. Now, he's very sexy. Oh, very sexy man. Me and Aidan Turner, although we do have similarities, I'm from Cornwall, he pretends to be from Cornwall, but we do have similarities. I mean, the press love us both. We get comments in the press, both of us. I mean, this is about Aidan. That says, Aidan Turner playing Ross Poldark is really, really, really hot. That was in Glamour magazine. That's nice. It's like the past with Instafilter on, with Aidan taking us all to Gorgeous Town. That's lovely, isn't it? That's about Aidan Turner. Another one from Aidan Turner here in the press. Aidan Turner's topless siding scene was voted one of the top 10 TV moments of 2015. How lovely. This is about me in the press. Colin LEGGO looks a bit like Danny Dyer. Made of ham. So it's not quite the same for me and Aidan. The second thing you need to know about me is I'm a below the knee amputee. I know, how exciting. I've only got one leg. I'm not going to stand up and show you because I'm being lazy, but I am a below the knee amputee. And it was pointed out to me that this was probably my destiny to lose a leg. And I'll tell you what I mean. I lost my leg in 2014, and about 2 days after the operation to remove my right leg, true story, I'm lying in bed, and I've got my feet up in the ward, in the hospital, and a nurse comes round, and I have never met this nurse before, and she's checking all the names on the end of the bed, and she sees my name at the end of the bed, and she says, "Oh, hello, Mr. LEGGO." LEGGO? And now your leg is gone. What did the surgeon do, Mr. LEGGO? Did he see your name and chop your leg off? Now, that's a true story. Now, it's good that I've got a sense of humour. And I said, firstly, nice to meet you. And secondly, is that how it works? Surgery by your surname? Because if that's how it works, I feel really sorry for the guy over in that bed, Mr. Cocktrim. Bit of blue. Finally, what you need to know about me, the last thing, is I am the 2019 UK pun champion. Yeah, that's an actual thing. I know, it's more relevant than Jew of the Year as well, right? Because it only happened last year. And so 2019 UK pun champion. Now, obviously, when I became an amputee, I was already a comedian. But it's a new world when you lose a leg. And I found it tricky because I didn't do jokes about losing a leg for many, many, many years, really, because, I was still finding my feet. Yeah, nice. We're in it. I'm a very meticulous amputee. I like to get things right, especially when I'm doing sports. I mean, the other day, I went out jogging and my prosthetic leg came loose. I mean, I was kicking myself. I really was. Stay with it. When I was in New York, I was talking to a New York gangster about my leg. And he was like, "Hey, what happened to you?" I said, "Oh, I lost my leg mid-calf." He said, "Well, is that baloney?" I said, "No, it's true." All right. It's one of my favourite jokes. Just to finish off, then it is almost Christmas, and they actually last Christmas they did put on a pantomime at my local diabetic foot ward, but they changed it a little bit, and the main character was a feline with chronic foot ulcers. Yeah, it was Puss in Boots. Okay, that's a nice way to finish. We'll leave that there. Thank you very much. I've been Colin Leggo.
Brilliant stuff, Colin. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this show is to advertise and sort of showcase up and coming disabled talent, but also I thought it would be like a good chance for me to practice like hosting a chat show like Graham Norton. Like he's really great at like asking a question that has obviously been asked, he's been asked to do, but he brings up so naturally that people would never know that that's the case because someone's got something to plug. So I'm going to try that now. Have you written any books over lockdown?
Do you know what? It's funny you should mention that.
Really?
Yeah. Here is my book. This is called Jokes for the Punderdog. There we are, and it's a whole book even of over 500 jokes, puns mainly, all very silly, they're all a load of nonsense really, but yeah, there's pictures as well. Let me see. Look, there's a dog shouting about sandwiches, and it says subwoofer. You see, so it's all got lots of things in it. Loads of puns in here, Christmas ones as well. Yeah, Jokes for the Punderdog is available on Amazon. There you go.
Great.
Yes.
Oh God! I mean, I can't believe such a generic question got answered so accurately.
I know.
Wow, I'm actually really good at this.
I think my husband absolutely. Oh no, I'm not supposed to speak, but my husband absolutely loves pun jokes, and I'm now he's going to want me to buy that book for him.
Yeah, and he is actually watching because he's already commented. Paul, you've got a Christmas present out of today, so well done.
There you go.
Wicked. Okay. Great. And speaking of other things that are present, we now have our headliner. She's come out of the green room. I'm really excited to have you here. In fact, I'm not even going to talk anymore. Again, I want you to just bash your keyboards and get super excited. The wonderful TANYALEE Davies!
Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. If you've got a Pokemon Go app on your device, it's going to go crazy. That's right. Soak it in. I'm a little person. Don't worry. I'm very cool. I've always considered myself very down to earth. I'm also, you can tell by looking at me, I'm a bit different. I'm Canadian. I used to live in the UK. I was living in the UK the first 4 months of lockdown in the lovely place called Norwich. Norwich is in the county of Norfolk, which made me a Norfolker. I think the worst thing about lockdown was that I was living in a flat for the first 4 months. In a flat with a family above us that had a toddler that woke up at about 6 o'clock in the morning, and then they gave the kid about 4 cans of Red Bull. Yeah, in lockdown, running back and forth and back. If you've seen the movie Jumanji, that's what it was, full on Jumanji, this little rhinoceros sumo wrestler kid. Oh my God. And also, if you live in a flat, if one person cooks fish, we're all cooking fish. Oh, come on, everybody. The trials and tribulations. It's weird, like during lockdown, of course, we're all relying on our mobile devices and stuff like that, and social media. But getting a lot of weird ads for like binoculars and telescopic lenses and stuff. I'm like, what kind of pervert do they think I am? So I bought 4. I've had a lot of pet envy. During lockdown, because living in a flat, we couldn't have pets. And so what I did was I was from the stress, I was losing a lot of hair, right? I was losing a lot of hair, so I started to bundle it up, right? I'd roll it into a little ball, and I'd put little 2 goggly eyes on it, right? And I'd put it on the ground, put the oscillating fan on, and it would roll around the living room and make me feel like I had a little creature. I named her Tumbelina. You got it. Who says mental illness is kicking in? I just turned 50. Anyway, so the younger generation's choosing not to have children, you guys. Nope, they're just having fur babies. Yeah, apparently this last Halloween and the year before, more people spent money on Halloween costumes for their pets than they did for their kids, right? It's a massive industry. In fact, in America, they have a bakery chain designed for dogs. They're called Barkeries. You can buy little biscuits for your dog in the shape of paw prints and bones, and they got little sprinkles on them, and they're $5 for a dog biscuit. Yeah, my dog was quite happy eating the cat shit. I am not paying $5 for a fucking biscuit. Are you kidding me? Robbery. Got me to thinking, I'm not getting as many gigs. I got to put my entrepreneurial cap on. So this is what I did. Business plan. I got a gigantic litter box. I put it in my neighborhood. All the stray cats came by and took a shit. I'd go by, scoop them up, mold them in little paw prints and little bone shapes, put a couple of sprinkles on them, and sell them for $3. They're called shit skits. I'm on to something. Yeah. It's funny, people are crazy with their pets. Like, I used to live with the crazy cat lady. I moved from Canada to America with my best friend Pam, and she had 5 cats. And one of her male cats, his penis kept getting clogged, and he couldn't urinate. So she had to keep taking him to the vet. And after about the 5th time, he said, listen, this is a major problem, and we're probably going to have to put him down. She's like, no, you can't. There's got to be another way. And he said, well, actually, we could give the cat a sex change. And I was like, well, that doesn't sound like it's going to be cheap. And she said, well, don't worry. My friend Pam said, I got into a car accident a couple of months ago, remember? And I'm getting a settlement. I'm like, yeah, it's for you to buy a new car, asshole. No, she bought like a $600 car, piece of shit, and she spent $10,000 on a sex change for the cat. $10,000. Oh my God. So of course I couldn't help but buy her a custom-made bumper sticker for the car that said, my other car is a cat's vagina. True story. Yeah. So clearly, as you can tell from my lovely background, this is not a green screen. I am actually not in the UK anymore. There's sun. I'm in a place called Florida. Yay! It's in America. It's very cool. I moved here in June, and after living in the UK for 4 years, I forgot what summer was like, and then I go and move to Florida in June. Yeah, I had Niagara Falls flowing down the crack of my ass for the last 4 months because it's been so hot. What's also interesting, we live about 45 minutes away from the largest retirement community in the world. It's called The Villages. So what it is, it's the gigantic, it's about over 100,000 retirees, right? And it's a community. They have like a downtown area with bars and restaurants. They have an area where they, like a grand stage where people do day drinking and then go line dancing. They all drive golf carts, but they got them souped up with hydraulics and spinner wheels. They got, some of them have little decals on the side of their golf carts for their names in case they got the Alzheimer's and they can't remember which shit is theirs. But it turns out that The Villages, this retirement community, also has the highest sexually transmitted disease rate of any place in the world. I'm not lying. The old people are banging away like crazy. They got nothing to lose, right? They're not bagging it up. Nope. But you know what they say? Nobody gives a Hummer like a gummer. Found my new place to live. Counting it down. So right now, because of COVID, I had to leave the UK. I couldn't pay the rent or the bills, so I had no choice but to move in with my family. Okay, so my parents got divorced when I was like 6 years old. I just turned 50, and I am currently living with my dad and my stepmom. it's like a whole different experience. I've never lived with my dad before. And he's 75 years old, but he's very spry. He's very athletic and stuff like that. And I figured out why. It's because of air conditioning. Yes. When we're outside Florida, right? When you walk into this house, it is like my dad is cryogenically freezing himself to preserve. I figured out why. I mean, I expect to walk into the house and see Boris Johnson standing there as if he's in a refrigerator. My nipples pop off as soon as I come out of the house. It's ridiculous. And my dad's deaf. He's got hearing aids. One's in the family, as do I. But my dad was trialing a new pair of hearing aids, and they let you have them for 2 weeks, which is awesome. But I thought, what if you make a runner? What if you take off with the hearing aids? You're like, I'm not bringing it back. Do they have some sort of tracking system on them? You know, you'll be out a couple hours from home, you know, and all of a sudden a police car shows up. You know, they figured out where your hearing aids are, but they turned them off. So I can imagine them pulling my dad over going, sorry, you need to bring back the hearing aids. And he's like, what? Yeah. Just an idea. I've never lived with my dad before, so I'm an adult now, and I feel like I'm vying for attention because my dad's a biker, but he's got cats, and I've never seen my dad so affectionate before. He's turned into this big mushy thing. You know, there's hundreds of dollars of cat toys around there, and he's always gone. I feel like for me to get any attention now, I've got to crawl up on his lap and stick my nose in his armpit just to get some love. And they have one of those cat trees. It's a cat tree. I call it a cat condo, you know, cat mansion, because it's got like 6 bedrooms. It's got 4 balconies. This cat tree even has a ramp up the side of it. I'm living in a house that's not dwarf accessible at all. But the cats, oh, no problem for those little assholes. Yeah. So I moved into the cat condo. I got my own room. I got my own balcony. Apparently the cats are pissed off, though. Yeah, bitching at my dad, you know, taking a shit in the sandbox. My poops are too big. I keep scooping out theirs, and I'm not giving them any money, any kickbacks. Apparently I'm not licking myself. They don't agree with my hygiene. All I do is lay around smoking catnip all day. It's been hard. I'm a very social person, and I miss shopping, actually. The last time I was in the UK, I was at one of the malls, and I used a mobility scooter to get around. And I bought some cute tops at H&M. And as I paid for my purchases, I hooked the bag on my handlebars, and as I was exiting the shop into the mall, I set the security alarms off. And that happens because of the scooter. I know I paid for my shit, so I kept going. A couple of seconds later, I hear a commotion. I hear footsteps, and all of a sudden, my sales lady comes running in front of me, puts her hands on my mobility scooter to stop me. And I'm like, wait, you know I paid for my stuff, right? And she said, oh, I know you did, dear, but look behind you. I turned around. Apparently, I had caught an entire rack of clothing on the back of my scooter. I was dragging it through the mall. I'm like, I'm the best shoplifter ever. I'm like, why couldn't that happen at Ann Summers? Big rack of dildos caught behind me. I'd be out in the parking lot, you know. Who wants a rubber fist? I got dildos. I got cock rings and hula hoops. I am pretty proud of myself, though. In this lockdown, I've lost quite a bit of weight. I don't know if you've noticed. I've lost quite a bit of weight. But ladies, when we lose weight, where do we lose it first? In our tits. Right? Doesn't that suck, ladies? That doesn't happen to the men. When they lose weight, they don't lose it in their man junk, do they? Hell no. In fact, it makes their dicks look bigger. Oh my God, that's so not fair. Don't worry, I'm very positive. I always see my bra cups as half full. And I'll do one thing I do miss is UK chocolate, British European chocolate. Miss that stuff, and trying to lose some weight, you know, and having a bit of a chocolate frenzy. I was good in the UK, not eating it, but clearly my fiance was feeling neglected. And because one day he came running into the lounge, he was butt naked. Apparently, he had dipped his dick in chocolate and was running around the lounge going, "Who wants a Wonka bar?" I found the golden ticket. It's fun, when you're in a relationship, you gotta keep the spice alive, especially since people are in lockdown, right? You gotta have fun. So, the other day, I went and bought some of that chocolate sauce that you put over vanilla ice cream and it hardens. We call it magic shell. Have you seen that stuff? It's amazing. So I got some of that and I dipped Kevin's balls in it. Oh, they look like little chocolate plums. It was so cool. They hardened and everything. It was so good. I couldn't help but whack him with a spoon before I got down to business. Yeah, he didn't like that part. It's fine. You locked down, we're all just being lazy. Like I said, I just turned 50. I'm now at that age where I am like ultimately lazy. As soon as I come in from outside, first thing I do, take my bra off, right? Ladies, let your babs flow. Yeah, I've got glasses or sometimes contacts. I take my eyes out. I've got hearing aids. I take my ears out. Pretty soon I'll be taking my teeth out. I'm like a new age version of Mrs. Potato Head. Well, before I go, I have been talking about my fiance, and people's always first question, is he a little person too? He's actually not. He's the shortest guy I've ever dated. He's 5'7". And don't worry, he's still nuts over me. We love to freak people out, though. We're very affectionate. We're in love, So one day we're out in a park, sitting on a bench side by side, and Kevin wants to give me some hugs and some kisses and some lovins. So he's leaning over to give me hugs and kisses. I push him away. I'm like, "Daddy, stop it!" Some old lady's like, "Ugh." I'm like, "Don't worry, kiss is better than Uncle Mark." All right, my one last thing before I go. I'm going to tell you about the one thing I don't miss about the UK or your trains. Public transportation is the shit, right? Not very good. So I was living in Norwich, and I was doing a gig in Peterborough, which is only like an hour and a half from Norwich. So I thought, oh, no problem. I'll be able to get home after my gig. Well, of course, my first train was late. I had a connection in Ely, missed the connection. No more trains to Norwich. And we didn't have a car, nothing. Nobody could come pick me up. So I thought, Ely is like the size of a lounge. It's not a very big train station. So I thought I'll just hang out. I've stayed in worse places, Anyway, I figured, I was trying to think of where Leeds. Anyway, Runcorn, that's a rough place. Anyway, Wolverhampton. Anyway, I can go on. So there I am. I'm in Peterborough, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll just stay at the station. And a couple of minutes later, the train supervisor came by, or the station supervisor said, "I'm sorry, we got to lock the station. But don't worry, there's a 24-hour Tesco across the way." Well, I don't know about you guys, but I love me some 24-hour Tesco. It's like Walmart in the UK, in the US, right? They got everything, full service. I could even valet park my mobility scooter, which is great. So I showed up at the Tesco, parked my scooter, went over to the pet section. Yes, a massive pet section. They had dog beds stacked up about 10 deep. Yeah, I crawled up onto the top of those dog beds. I had the best sleep I've had in months. I woke up and I had been adopted. Oh, they had biscuits. Tasted like shit. Anyway, guys, happy holidays. Thanks for having me, everybody. Merry Christmas. I'm TANYALEE Davis. Thank you.
Thank you very much, TANYALEE. If only they had paid $5 a biscuit for you, then it would have been even more delicious than your current state of affairs. So thank you very much to everyone. It's been wicked fun. Yes. So what do I have to do to wrap up? Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We are going to be on the 28th of January is going to be the next one here. We haven't decided who's going to be here, but you know, it'll be two people that are very funny and this idiot talking nonsense for about 10 minutes at the start. So if that doesn't make you want to come back next time, I don't know what will. It's just time for me to say thank you once again to my brilliant acts, Colin, LEGGO, and TANYALEE David. Woo! We will see you next time on the Blue Badge. Much love. And Holly, of course, Holly. That goes without saying, literally. It's
I was watching Holly Simon at signing during TANYALEE's set so much.
It's so fast. I'm like,
sorry, I talk quickly. I was trying to pace it a little bit.
I'm like, right. We're catch it.
What was the sign for hula hoops and cock rings?
Well,
yeah.
Oh,
fine. Understandable.
I mean, as much fun as this is, guys, my girlfriend is sitting in the cold. So can we?
Right, well,
I said I'd be done at 7:30. She's been sitting there for 10 minutes. Thank you very much to everyone who's watching. We will see you next time on the Blue Badge. Much love.
Thank you, Aaron.
Bye.
Yeah.